The Thracians were a warrior people, known for their fierce independence and mastery in battle. Their society revered warriors, placing them at the pinnacle of the social hierarchy. Thracian soldiers were celebrated not only for their physical prowess, but also for their cunning and adaptability, traits essential for survival in the rugged and often hostile terrain of the Balkans. Their reputation as merciless combatants spread across the ancient world, earning them both fear and admiration from their neighbors. The Thracians approached warfare with a unique blend of discipline and individualism. While they lacked the rigid, formalized structures of armies like those of Rome or Greece, they compensated with a deep understanding of guerrilla tactics. This style of warfare, characterized by ambushes, hit-and-run attacks, and strategic retreats, allowed the Thracians to exploit their knowledge of the terrain and surprise their enemies. Thracian warriors often fought with minimal armor, favoring speed and mobility over protection. Their primary weapons included the falx, a curved blade that was devastating in close combat, and javelins, which they used with deadly accuracy. They were also skilled horsemen, employing light cavalry to harass enemy forces and disrupt formations. This adaptability and reliance on unconventional strategies made them formidable foes in battle. Honor and bravery were central to the Thracian warrior ethos. Warriors were expected to display courage and loyalty, even in the face of overwhelming odds. This emphasis on personal valor extended to their funerary practices, where fallen warriors were buried with their weapons and other symbols of their martial achievements. These traditions reflected the Thracians' deep respect for those who embodied the warrior spirit. The Thracian tribes were not a unified entity, but a collection of independent clans with their own leaders, territories, and agendas. This fragmentation often led to conflict between tribes, as they vied for control over resources, trade routes, and strategic locations. Intertribal warfare was a constant feature of Thracian life, shaping their society and reinforcing their martial culture. Despite their internal divisions, the Thracians occasionally united against common enemies. External threats from the Greeks, Persians, and later the Romans often compelled the tribes to form temporary alliances. These coalitions, while rare and short-lived, demonstrated the potential for unity among the Thracians and their ability to pose a significant challenge to even the most powerful adversaries. The Odrysians, one of the most prominent Thracian tribes, were particularly successful in consolidating power and forming a kingdom that brought several tribes under their control. Led by kings such as Terus and Suthus, the Odrysians established a semblance of centralized authority, enabling them to coordinate military campaigns and expand their influence across the region. Thracian alliances often hinged on diplomacy and mutual benefit rather than shared identity or loyalty. These alliances could be volatile, as tribal leaders frequently pursued their own interests, even at the expense of their allies. This dynamic reflected the fiercely independent nature of Thracian society, where loyalty to one's tribe often outweighed broader political considerations. The Thracians first encountered the Persians during the campaigns of Darius I in the late 6th century BCE. The Persian king sought to expand his empire into Europe, bringing him into conflict with the Thracian tribes. While some tribes resisted fiercely, others chose to align with the Persians, highlighting the fragmented nature of Thracian society. The Thracians' guerrilla tactics posed a significant challenge to the Persian forces. They launched surprise attacks on supply lines and ambushed smaller detachments, using their knowledge of the terrain to their advantage. These skirmishes disrupted the Persian advance and demonstrated the Thracians' effectiveness in asymmetrical warfare. Despite their resistance, the Thracians were ultimately unable to withstand the might of the Persian Empire. Many tribes were subdued and incorporated into the empire as satrapies, or provinces, while others maintained a degree of autonomy by pledging allegiance to the Persian king. This period marked a significant shift in Thracian history as they adapted to life under foreign domination. The Persian Wars left a lasting impact on the Thracians, exposing them to new cultural and military influences. The experience of resisting and collaborating with a powerful empire shaped their strategies in future conflicts, particularly against the Greeks and later the Romans. This period also highlighted the Thracians' resilience and ability to navigate the complexities of imperial politics. The Thracians played a pivotal role in the conflicts between the Greek city-states and later the Macedonian Empire. As mercenaries, they were highly sought after for their combat skills and adaptability. Thracian warriors fought in numerous battles, often serving as light infantry or cavalry, roles that leveraged their speed and tactical ingenuity. During the Peloponnesian War, Thracian mercenaries were employed by both Athens and Sparta, demonstrating their reputation as formidable soldiers. Their involvement in these conflicts brought them into close contact with Greek culture, leading to a degree of cultural exchange that influenced both sides. However, their loyalty was often contingent on payment, making them unpredictable allies. The Thracians also faced incursions from the Macedonians, who sought to expand their empire under Philip II and later Alexander the Great. While some tribes resisted fiercely, others aligned with the Macedonians, recognizing the benefits of cooperation. Thracian warriors accompanied Alexander on his campaigns, serving as a crucial component of his diverse and multi-ethnic army. The relationship between the Thracians and the Greeks was complex, marked by both conflict and collaboration. While the Thracians adopted certain Greek practices, they retained their distinct cultural identity, blending foreign influences with their own traditions. This dynamic reflected the Thracians' adaptability and their ability to navigate the shifting political landscape of the ancient world. The rise of Rome brought a new and formidable adversary to the Thracians. Initially, the Thracians engaged with Rome through trade and alliances, but as Roman ambitions in the Balkans grew, conflicts became inevitable. The Thracian tribes, with their fierce independence, were often unwilling to submit to Roman authority, setting the stage for a series of protracted and brutal wars. One of the earliest significant conflicts between the Thracians and Rome occurred during the Roman Republic's expansion into Macedonia and Greece in the 2nd century BCE. Thracian raids on Roman territories and supply lines were a constant thorn in the side of Roman generals, who struggled to contain these highly mobile and unpredictable warriors. The Thracians, for their part, exploited their knowledge of the rugged terrain to evade capture and launch counterattacks. Despite their tenacity, the Thracians were gradually subdued by the superior organization and resources of the Roman legions. The conquest of Thrace was completed under Emperor Augustus in 46 CE, when the region was formally annexed as a Roman province. This marked the end of Thracian political independence, but not their cultural or martial legacy. As many Thracians were absorbed into the Roman military system, the Roman conquest introduced new administrative structures and economic systems to Thrace, transforming the region's social and political landscape. However, the Thracians retained elements of their cultural identity, particularly in rural areas, where traditional practices and beliefs persisted. The integration of Thrace into the Roman Empire illustrates the resilience of the Thracian spirit in the face of imperial domination. Although the Roman conquest marked the end of Thracian autonomy, it also opened new opportunities for Thracian warriors. Their reputation as fierce and skilled fighters made them valuable recruits for the Roman legions, where they served in a variety of roles, from light infantry to cavalry. Thracian units became a prominent feature of the Roman military, contributing to campaigns across the empire. Thracian auxiliaries were particularly renowned for their skill with the falx, a weapon so effective that it prompted the Romans to develop specialized armor to counter it. Their expertise in mounted combat also made them indispensable as scouts and raiders, roles that leveraged their mobility and knowledge of guerrilla tactics. These contributions earned Thracian warriors a place of respect within the Roman military hierarchy. Service in the legions provided Thracian soldiers with opportunities for social mobility and economic advancement. Many Thracians gained Roman citizenship through military service, integrating them into the broader fabric of Roman society. This process of assimilation allowed them to navigate the complexities of Roman rule while maintaining elements of their cultural heritage. The participation of Thracian warriors in the Roman legions underscores the adaptability of the Thracians and their ability to thrive under changing circumstances. Their martial traditions, honed over centuries of conflict, found new expression within the Roman military system, ensuring that the Thracians' warrior ethos endured long after the fall of their independent tribes. Despite their incorporation into the Roman Empire, the Thracians were not entirely pacified. Rebellions and uprisings were a recurring feature of Roman rule in Thrace, driven by grievances over taxation, land confiscation, and cultural suppression. These uprisings reflected the Thracians' deep-seated desire for autonomy and their unwillingness to fully accept Roman authority. One of the most notable Thracian rebellions occurred in 26 CE, led by a chieftain named Pink. Although primarily active in North Africa, Tacfarinas rallied Thracian soldiers who had been stationed there, drawing on their shared heritage of resistance. This rebellion, while ultimately unsuccessful, demonstrated the enduring spirit of defiance among the Thracians, even in distant lands. Closer to home, the Thracians engaged in periodic revolts against Roman governors and administrators, particularly during periods of political instability in the empire. These uprisings were often sparked by local issues, but tapped into broader sentiments of resentment and cultural pride. The Thracians' capacity for organized resistance highlighted their determination to preserve their identity under Roman rule. Although these rebellions were ultimately suppressed, they left a lasting impact on Roman policies in the region. The Roman authorities implemented measures to placate the Thracians, including reducing taxes and granting greater autonomy to local leaders. These concessions, while limited, reflected the Thracians' ability to assert their influence even as subjects of a powerful empire. The story of the Thracians did not end with their incorporation into the Roman Empire. Their cultural and martial traditions continued to influence the region, shaping the identity of the peoples who succeeded them. Thracian art, religious practices, and language left an indelible mark on the Balkans, blending with Roman, Greek, and later Slavic influences to create a rich cultural tapestry. The Thracians' contributions to the Roman military ensured that their legacy endured within the empire. Thracian tactics, weaponry, and warrior ethos became integral to the Roman military tradition, influencing the conduct of warfare across the ancient Mediterranean. This martial heritage was carried forward by Thracian-descended soldiers who served Rome with distinction. In modern times, the Thracians have been celebrated as a foundational culture of the Balkans, with their history and achievements commemorated in museums, literature, and art. Archaeological discoveries, such as the Thracian tombs and gold treasures, continue to captivate scholars and the public alike, shedding light on the complexity and sophistication of Thracian civilization. The Thracians' enduring legacy lies in their resilience and adaptability. Despite centuries of conflict, conquest, and assimilation, they maintained a distinct cultural identity that continues to inspire fascination and respect. Their story is a testament to the richness of human history and the enduring power of cultural heritage.